Magusa was gone. I wonder where he is now. After Ilicibra's sacrifice, he absorbed her memories and saw himself detached from all he had been. He told me that there had once lived a man named Magusa. He had possessed the twin gifts of clairvoyance and eternal life. Ilicibra's memories revealed an incredulous past. My partner finished revealing the truth to me, then left. Now, I had one final thing I wish to share with him. The truth had been cruel. truth had been cruel. There had once lived a man named Magusar. He sacrificed scores of victims in order to remain ever young. Then a nameless sorcerer defeated Magusar, ridding the world of this baneful threat. By all rights, that evil sorcerer Magusar should have died at the hands of this nameless hero. The man who had traveled with me for so long and who said his name was Magusar, just who was he? There had once lived... He's... From the... My partner's face filled with anguish and confusion, as though on the verge of madness. One day, until the end of the world. He said that the nameless hero who defeated Magusar used the sacred chalice to revive the victims. The sacrifice he offered up was the body of the fallen Magusar. The world was restored, but the sorcerer went mad, burdened by the curse of Magusar. Magusar's spirit now dwelt within his right arm. The force of Magusar's presence overwhelmed the hero's mind, and he began to believe he was Magusar. The former Magusar had affected his body, granting him eternal life. He came to view his immortality as something that he was born with. Weary of the burden this immortality placed on his body, he went in search of the sacred chalice. And then he met me. From the beginning, he called himself Magusar. From the beginning, he called himself Magusar. He really believed that this was his name. But he was not Magusar. He was a nameless sorcerer condemned to live Magusar's life. Illusibra had been right all along. Now that I think about it, she had never even referred to him by name. She had been his true partner. She had been his partner long before he came to believe he was Magusar. As my partner related the truth to me, what pained him most was when he spoke of Illusibra. Yet he had forgotten that she, his true love, even existed. It must have pained her so.
This is all my fault.
That is how he said it. One day, until the end of the world. The nameless sorcerer that had been Illusibra's partner was now mine, however murky his memories might now be. Our encounter, our journey, none of it happened by chance. It was all linked to a history, a bond that traced back to the past. Sortiara, now part of my arm, had inherited every last bit of Illusibra. A fleeting reunion. Long ago, two sorcerers took a journey together. Their memories, and the memories of those that they absorbed, have become our own, taking root in the subconscious. Does this make our bond, in part, the bonds of other individuals altogether? When I finally found my partner, he was in a terrible state. Clearly, quite some time had passed since his last sacrifice. Only a sacrifice could save him. I went and sought such a beast. I had something I had to share with my partner. I needed to say what I could not say to Sortiara. She had died before I could tell her how I felt. I would never repeat this mistake. I would refuse to allow my partner to die before I had done this. This I vowed. I carried my aged partner to where the dying monster lay. Although he was fading in and out of consciousness, I forced him to share in the sacrifice. When he came to, he said,
Leave me alone.
I carried my aged partner to where the dying monster lay. Although he was fading in and out of consciousness, I forced him to share in the sacrifice. When he came to, he said,
"Leave me alone. I no longer know who I am. The life I have led, who did it belong to? Magusar? The nameless sorcerer who slayed him? Or did it belong to another? I no longer remember my real name.
It was a cry for help. But I answered. So what? I had to say it. Words I could not tell Sortiara. And so, I faced my beloved partner and screamed. I don't know. I don't know if you're Magusar, and I don't care. If you want to know who you are, then I'll tell you. You're my partner. You're my companion. Not the memories of the nameless sorcerer, or of Illacebra, or her offspring. I would have strayed from the path of a humble sorcerer. The time we spent together. Those memories only belong to you and I. The silence continued, and then I heard him mutter something.
Thank you.
I spilled my emotions to him. And then it began. Without warning, he burst into hysterical laughter. Fate had made fools of us both. That was all there was to be said. It was he who saw it. A curious white shining goblet. One day, until the end of the world. This was it. The sacred chalice we had longed to find. Why did it appear to him alone? For one's wish to be granted, one must always pay the price. This was all that was required to obtain the chalice. It was simpler than we'd thought. If you can just satisfy that one condition, it will appear to you. It must have been the aura around the legendary artifact. Before we knew it, monsters had closed in.
me your hand. Please, lend me your hand.
He had found it, at last. The price that matched his wish.
You are my faithful ally, but much more, you are my friend.
He spoke directly to me. I had spoken my true feelings, and they were accepted. With that, it all became clear. What he most desired was a normal body. I stood beside him, his irreplaceable companion. Now the scales were balanced. I never thought it would end like this. Sacrificing myself could ensure my partner's wish was granted. I had realized the truth. The apocalypse now close at hand. Does he have any doubts about this? Does he find himself torn? If he did, then maybe there is hope for me yet. There lies a beast within the hearts of men. A beast called greed. But now I saw that he had chosen to fulfill his desire. He had made his choice to sacrifice me, his true partner. I too would not be slain without putting up a fight. It was no performance this time. This time, a fight to the death. Just like it was with Sortiara. The moment I become close to somebody, I must kill them. How many times will I be forced to go through this? It's happening again, just like with Sortiara. The only way to survive is to inflict pain on your own allies.
And for that alone, you should be willing to die for me. You know exactly what it is I desire. All I ever wanted was an ordinary body. I've been trapped within this wretched body for so long. All this, I must kill to live.
It's happening again, just like with Sortiara. The only way to survive is to inflict pain on your own allies. Sacrificing an ally to save oneself is no enviable task. This has been on my mind since the day that I sacrificed Sortiara. I face my enervated partner. He stared at me agog. He could not believe what I had said. I had chosen to willingly sacrifice myself. Ever since I had lost Sortiara, I could not forget her smile. I hoped that I might find her, despite knowing she would never return. The burden of killing another partner I could not bear. My partner stood up. I signaled him, and he raised his hand to me. The last thing I saw before my world faded to black was my partner's face streaked with tears. And then, the world came to an end. I was not sacrificed. Something stopped him from going through with it. I saw him walk away, without saying a word, leaving me alone. And then, without warning, the world was turned upside down. Two forces had always fought for dominance within my partner. There was no way that one man could cope with this conflict. So it has come to pass, just as he said it would. He said a cursed sorcerer would wreak havoc on this world. I cannot stand by and let this happen. Preventing the end of the world. That has always been our goal, though things may have changed. We made a promise. I have not forgotten. I think back to all that we had faced together. My partner always by my side. Despite the burning lust in my right arm, making me more and more a monster.
Save me! You will benefit.
I think back to all that we had faced together. My partner always by my side. Despite the burning lust in my right arm, making me more and more a monster, only he could help me to forget the loss of Soltiara. If we had not met, I would have lost my humanity long, long ago. His presence had helped me time and time again. Now, it was my turn. I could not let my partner face this by himself. And so, I found him. Though nothing remained of the man I had known. The world had come to an end, yet true feeling still survived. But this was not the partner who had once stood beside me. Now, he was no more than a beast, though gifted with immortal power. It was excruciating to see him with his essence destroyed. I knew he would never be the same. I felt keenly how much he must be suffering. It was my duty to give him a death worthy of a man. Once, for I could not leave him alone. We would die together. This is what I wished for us. Had Elisibra felt the same way? It was an odd connection to make, for I had killed the sorceress myself. It ends here. The last stop of our journey. My partner was an immortal beast. And still I chose to battle him. no longer obeys me. The evil within it awakes. My partner was an immortal beast. And still I chose to battle him. His strength was overwhelming, and my strength was waning. My arms were cut to shreds. My legs were sliced clean off. And yet I refused to yield. But this stubborn tenacity faltered. The monster that had once been my partner glared down on the bloody, bludgeoned mess I had become. Some dim consciousness must have stirred in the beast's mind. He poured some of his blood over me. Was the beast aware that this blood contained powers of eternal life? Through his blood, I had been saved. Why such kindness towards me? As I looked at the beast, I could not help but sense the presence of my former partner. I beg you, don't show me those traces of who you were. I charged headlong at the beast. But it ended the same way. I was torn to pieces, and again it poured its blood over me. The blood gave me near undying life and power. Why was this happening? Would this continue forever? The cycle went on. It went on and on. It continued again, over and over. And over and over. First the urge to kill, then a surge of mercy again and again. On and on it went. Day turned into night, then became day again. Conflicting emotions churned in me, as if my heart might burst. Year after year. Year after year. Year after year after year. The years blent into one. Year after year after year. How did the monster still recognize me as his one-time partner? If he did, then all the more reason that we die together. I had to. I owed him that much. It was the least I could do for someone who had stayed by my side. Although the world had ended, still we lived on. Our battle went on endlessly. I was reduced to a bloody lump of flesh, incapable of movement. But I would not die. Magusar's blood had made me immortal. And in this condition, I came to know something. The utter despair of eternal life. Is this how Magusar suffered all this time? And if that is the case, then neither of us deserved to die alone. How could one bear to face eternity alone? At one point, ignoring my motionless, bleeding body, Magusar created magical creatures to serve him. Those creatures roamed the world, claiming people for their master. Magusar sacrificed those poor souls as if it were as normal as a man sitting down to dinner. He had become the master of the world, lord of all he saw. As time went by, Magusar became surrounded by his sacrificial victims and the cells built to house them. And then it struck me. Perhaps hope could be passed to these very victims. Perhaps then they could put an end to this eternity that we share. I wanted to communicate my thoughts to them somehow. To share my memories with them. These thoughts shot through my mind. My body began to transform. I took on a form more suited to transmitting my memories. If only there was someone who could comprehend my words and had the courage to face Magusar. I would share all that I can with my own sacrifice.